I'm going to split today's video in half, and we're going to do the shoe first, and then we're going to do some channel talk second. And the channel talk is kind of important because I'm going to be asking you guys some questions out there for the direction that we go with, and things like comments and things like me getting shoes for you guys out there and stuff like that. And also the countdown to 2,000 subscribers and 1,000 consecutive days on YouTube. All that part to the second half of the video. For now, focusing on these guys right here. It's a Dunk High Aluminium. Apologies to other people out there who do not pronounce it aluminium. I'm sure there are others who have a different way of saying that, but I'm from the UK, even though I'm here in Tokyo, Japan, and have been here for 22 years. I was thinking about that today. It's almost the place I've lived longest, even longer than my home country, the UK. So it's kind of getting on for well over 2 decades now in Tokyo, Japan. So lots of I bring that into the channel of the elements of me being out here in Japan and what it's like to be here as somebody who's into their sneakers, especially from the UK. And then you get shoes like today's shoe, which is just a classic shoe. Doesn't have anything to do with Japan, doesn't have anything to do with collaborations and stuff like that. It's just a really sweet shoe, and it's one of those two-tone Dunk Highs that you just absolutely love to see come along. Now, when it comes to Dunk Highs, recently we've got these guys right here. That's the Kebabs we'll put up first. Now, I could take the 277s next, another absolute monster of a shoe. There was the Undercover Basketball Associations, which I don't think have dropped at the point of making this video. They might have dropped by the time you're watching it, but they haven't dropped at the point of making the video. And then the next one after that is the Atomic Greens from Undercover, I think it is. So there's been some monster collaborations with the Dunk Highs in the last few months, but there's also been balanced out with that the regular standard sort of regular colorways, and this is definitely in that alley. And basically, when it comes to the regulars, you've got two choices to go for. One is if white is in the upper and it has a white midsole, then you've got a two-tone shoe. Or if white isn't in the upper, for example yellow and blue, but it has a white midsole, you've got a three-tone shoe. And today it's all about that classic two-tone shoe. So we're going to go through that shoe first right now and look at all the details on it, and then we'll get into that channel talk afterwards. So so let's take a look at this guy and talk about why it's well worth people going out there and having a look at, because it does look like it's just a very standard shoe, and it is also women's. And I do have a slight frustration with that I've talked about for the last 3 years that I've had this channel about, I don't know why they make women's shoes. I just don't know. Why wouldn't Nike just make this a full-size run available for everybody? I still haven't found an answer to that, even though I keep saying it in just about every women's shoe video that I do. So but other than that, there's nothing really to set this guy apart other than the fact it's just regular, because of all those collaborations we've had recently. Going into the regular world of things is kind of unusual these days, and that's the sort of wow factor of it, is that there isn't anything special about it, but it is just your beautiful standard Dunk High with those beautiful leathers, very clean in all of the places that you want to look at, and very sort of smooth leathers. And I think I've got a couple of decent shots. One is a sort of heel shot where you get that ankle and heel support coming down in the light blue or aluminium. And I don't know why they called it aluminium actually, because aluminium to me isn't really a blue metal, but that's just my take on it. You guys can give me your take on it, especially when it's so close to being a university blue, if you know what I'm talking about. But anyway, aluminium is what they've gone for. But that heel section, that ankle section on there, you can see the quality of the materials that are coming in the blue parts of the shoe. And then if you come forward from that to the swooshes in those light blues, continued again, that are laid on the white of the upper. Like I said, if it's white in the upper, that'll make it a two-tone shoe. In the case of these guys, light blue and white. And then forward from that to the toe box and the layers on the outside edge, the sort of panels on the outside edge of the toe box in the light blue, and then the white in the middle. And all of these done in a very clean standard leather. There's no suede on there, there's nothing to set it apart, nothing to sort of give it an extra bit of oomph. And then if we go up from all of that and get up onto the tongues, this is a place to look at for some contrast, especially when you look down from above and you have the tongue and the insole working together in there, and both of them playing together with a white branding on it, and then the background behind that in both cases in light blue. The difference being though that the tongue actually is surrounded by white in itself, whereas if you look at the insole, the lining of the shoe, shoe is in that light blue as well instead of white. So it's sort of a blue-white on the insole side of things, and white, blue-white on the tongue sort of side of things. And then if we come down to that midsole that we already talked about in white, you can see that in these shots right here. And then also flipping it upside down, you see the front to back, all the full length of the shoe in that light blue aluminium colorway with nothing but aluminium blue on the mid-foot panel on there. That's something of note, especially when you look at SB Dunk Lows, which usually have a different color in that midfoot section. So back out looking at the whole shoe, like I said, it's just your standard sort of Dunk high, women's only, especially in this case, an aluminium light blue, university blue, whatever you want to call it. It's just a beautiful Dunk high in that very, very standard line of things. Now I've got the drop date on this as August the 3rd, and I'm getting that from Kicks on Fire. Now recently I did a video about my top 5 websites to go to get sneaker information, and Kicks on Fire came in at number 3 because it's where I go to when I can't find anything interesting at my top pick. And then once I've found something that Kicks on Fire, I'll go back to my top pick and see if I can dig it out there. And that's exactly what we did today. I found these guys on Kicks on Fire saying August the 3rd, and then when I went over to Sneaker News, my favorite website to get information, they had no drop date on it. And I love it when that happens. I think it's a really cool thing because it tells me that I'm pretty sure that these guys are, when I make this video, it's going to be very current and people are going to be very interested in it, because most people aren't sure when the drop date's going to be, and then they'll see a video like this and they'll be like, okay, that guy knows when the drop date's going to be. And it's only thanks to Kicks on Fire that we've got it down there as August the 3rd as being the drop date. So that's all the sort of, the shoe side of things. But like I said, I want to spend the second half of the video talking about channel side of things, and there's a couple of particular things that I want to sort of get an idea and get a sense from you guys out there of whether this is a good idea or not. One is I realized basically, because I have large feet, there's almost no hope of me getting shoes from the sneakers app. And generally when stuff comes along that's a nice looking sneaker, I just ignore it because I know I'm not going to get them. For example, the Abstract Art Dunk Lows that are coming out only goes up to size 30 centimeters, too small for me, no point. And it might be something to do with being in Japan, that's the largest size you can get here. Maybe the sneakers app in other countries goes to a larger size run, but for me 30 centimeters or US 12.5 is the highest it goes to. But I was thinking, why don't you guys ask me to get shoes for you? It wouldn't be that hard to do. It's basically, if a shoe's coming along the line that's a really great looking shoe and I know it's not in my size, why don't I just, you guys say, I would like that shoe in a size 8, please, butter, and then I'll try and get it for you guys on the sneakers app here in Tokyo, Japan. And of course, it would involve me having to send them to you and you guys having to send some money to me, but basically, I'd do it for cost. I wouldn't do it for any profit at all. So say the shoe costs $100 and the shipping costs $40, you send me $140 and I'll send you the shoe. That way, I get shoes in hand, even though they're not my size. You get the shoe that you wanted, that you couldn't get from wherever it is you are in the world, and we're both happy. But I don't know if people would be interested in doing that, or if they trust me enough to do that. So if you're interested in kind of sort of doing that kind of thing, I thought what we could do is this video, for example, this video right now, if this is a shoe you're really interested in, down in the comments, you say, I'm interested in this shoe, bracket 8, bracket, because that tells me the size to go after if it's a shoe you're interested in. So I thought that might be something that makes things a bit more interesting around here. That basically you tell me your shoe sizes if you're interested in a particular shoe, and I'll try and get my hands on it for you. And if I do, it's yours at cost. Ain't no going to be profit doing anything down like here at the channel. Good idea, bad idea? Let me know in the comments down below. And the other thing is, how do we celebrate this chase into 2,000 subscribers and 1,000 consecutive days on YouTube? You guys tell me whether it's a good idea to put some counters up that tells us how many more days it is to 2,000 consecutive days on YouTube. 2,000? 1,000 consecutive days on YouTube. But you can count for yourself probably how many more subscribers I need to get to 2,000 subscribers. So question for you guys out there is whether or not it's a good idea to have a counter telling us how many more days to 1,000 consecutive days on YouTube. Seriously, without a single day miss. No holidays in there, no breaks, no skips for New Year's or anything like that. Of course, I don't do this every single day. I'll front load it with a few videos and drop them over time. But basically, every single day, a video on YouTube for the last 960 odd days. Do you want a counter counting that down to 1,000 days? And that's the kind of channel side of things. So hopefully you enjoyed this 2-part video, the shoe first and then the channel talk second. Not sure whether or not either of those ideas make sense about the counter or about you guys putting your shoe sizes down below if you're interested in a particular shoe. But we'll see what happens. Maybe it'll work, maybe it won't. For now though, it's time just to wrap up this video and finish up another one for today. Very clean Nike Dunk High aluminium for the women out there. Beautiful shoe. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. For now though, it's time to sign off and do the same thing that I do at the end of every single video, which is say that I do this every single day. And that means that you are guaranteed to see me tomorrow.